Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at a classic art supply, markers, and a different way to use them rather than just coloring with them. Your regular school markers, not permanent markers, washable markers, are filled with basically watercolor paint. And so when we use them today, we are going to be thinking of them more as a paint than as something to color with. So let's get started. All right, the colors we're using today are black, blue, purple, red, orange, and yellow. We are going to be making a sunset. And so we are going to start towards kind of the middle of our paper and down. And I'm just going to go through and put some yellow down all the way to the bottom. And we want this pretty solid, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Next, I'm going to be using my orange. And I'm going to go around the edge of that. Once again, we're not looking for it to not have any white spaces, just to fill in this space a little. Next, we'll use red around the edge of that. Now purple. And you guys can see I'm doing this pretty quick. There are still white spaces showing. I'm just trying to get a good amount of color on there. Not looking for it to be perfect because we are going to go back and add. Now in these top two corners, I'm going to use the black. All right. So now that I've got a little bit of color all over my paper, I'm going to take a little bowl of water and my brush, and I'm going to go one color at a time. It's really important that you not go over the whole thing at once, because then your colors are going to get mixed up and they won't look as nice. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to start with the yellow. And I'm going to let it touch the edge of the orange just a little, but basically I'm going to go through, and now I'm going to rinse my brush now that I have the yellow done, and do the orange. And I just want to fill in all the white spaces with the color. You can see how it starts to spread out as the colors touch, and it creates almost a tie-dye effect. And as I said, the most important thing at this step is to do one color at a time. It's okay if it touches the next color just a little, but don't try to do all of the colors at once, and wash your brush between each color. Now, you want to use a moderate amount of water. Moderate means not a lot and not a little. You want your water to be able to push the colors a little but not puddle or drip. If you use too much water, all of the colors will mush up together and will actually drip off of your table. So now I'm going to go through and just make sure, like I can see a little spot right here and a little spot right here where the water didn't go. So I'm just going to take the tip of my brush and make sure that all the little white areas have water. Oh, you see that spot right there? I didn't clean my brush while I was going, and I went straight from the purple to the orange, and it made that little color spot there. So I'm going to go through and wipe that off. Now you can see right here how the colors are kind of running together. I actually used a little bit too much water there, so it happens, but it kind of has a cool effect. So we're gonna leave it now and we're gonna let it dry. All right guys, we waited for this to dry and it's now fully dry and ready to go on our next step. So we're going to be using this as the background of our artwork for a sunset. So I'm going to take now the black marker again, and the first thing I'm going to do across the bottom is give it some grass. Now, I'm going to start out by going all the way across the bottom. Whoops! With a nice solid chunk. But it doesn't really look like grass right now. It looks more like a stripe. So now I'm going to come back through and I'm going to go across the top with little lines that start at the bottom and go up. And they don't need to be the same length. I'm not drawing stripes, I'm drawing grass. So we want it to look a little bit organic or natural. Let them be different lengths as we go across. All right, so there's my grass all the way across the bottom. I'm going to go through now and teach you guys how to draw a windmill. Now, we are going to start, if here's the middle, I'm going to go halfway up to the top and halfway to the edge. So I'm near the top corner, but not all the way up here. Down just a little bit, and I'm going to put a dot. That's going to be the middle of our windmill. Now, the next shape that I'm going to draw is going to be like a tall, very skinny A. I'm going to start at my dot and draw a line that goes all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to move and do the same thing, but leaning the other direction, like two arms of a tall, skinny A. And here's the line that goes across. Now, I'm going to move up a little and do a second line, and down a little and do a third line. Now, in these lines, I'm going to draw some X's. They don't have to be perfect. Just some X's to go across. Now that gets kind of the base of my windmill. So the next thing we want to look at are the blades. We are going to be using, again, kind of an A shape or a triangular shape. So the pointy ends go towards the middle and the square ends go towards the outside. So I'm going to start and go straight up, and I'm going to do a long, skinny triangle. You can see it goes up towards the top, and then I'm going to color it in. Nice and solid. Now I'm going to go down with a long, skinny A. And if it covers up part of your base to your windmill, that's okay. I'm going to go straight out to the side, long, skinny A. Now here's where you get to use your own decision. If your blades are very thin and you have space, you can do another set in between each of the blades you already have. If your blades are thicker, just stop at 4. That's okay. All right, your windmill is now complete. In your sunset, you can make your own choices now if you would like it to stop here, or you could add some more details. For instance, maybe your windmill has some cows that are living around it. And you could add in this area here an animal, a cow, a rabbit. You could add a cactus. There are all sorts of ideas you could use in this sunset. If you don't like windmills, you could draw trees. You could draw whatever you want in shadow for your sunset. I would love to see what you create using this idea. Feel free to post pictures in the comments area below. Thanks, you guys. See you soon.